Rowan Laslow, a Nevermore student with telekinetic powers, becomes convinced a prophecy means Wednesday will bring destruction to the school. Instead of doubting the vision, he treats it as destiny and lures her into the woods for an ambush. Rowan Laslow pins her with his powers and prepares to kill, certain he is saving Nevermore. At that moment, a Hyde bursts onto the scene. The beast turns predator, ripping Rowan apart with claws and ferocity. What he believed was heroic sacrifice turns into his own brutal end at the hands of Tyler Galpin's monstrous alter ego, Mayor Noble Walker. The mayor of Jericho uncovers evidence exposing Laurel Gates' true identity and history. Believing the discovery could change everything, he reaches out to Sheriff Galpin to share what he's found. Mayor Noble Walker never gets the chance. While walking through town, he is struck by a speeding car in what appears to be a planned hit. Though he survives and is rushed to the hospital, his reprieve is short. An unseen assailant sneaks into his room and disconnects his life support, ensuring his silence. The carefully executed plot removes him before he can reveal the truth. Dr. Valerie Kinbot. Wednesday's therapist often pressed her to open up, but her sessions hid a darker fate. At first, suspicion even fell on the doctor herself as a possible suspect in Jericho's killings. That theory ended when the real monster emerged. Dr. Valerie Kinbot is cornered in her office by Tyler in his Hyde form. Acting under Laurel Gates' control, he savagely mauls her, tearing her apart before she can escape. The death serves a purpose, silencing someone too close to uncovering the truth about his secret. Her murder is one of the most violent reminders of Laurel's ruthless plan. Principal Larissa Weems. The headmistress of Nevermore fights to protect her students, even using her shape-shifting powers to disguise herself as Tyler and corner Laurel Gates. The plan nearly works, but Principal Larissa Weems underestimates Laurel's cunning. With no hesitation, Laurel produces a syringe filled with nightshade poison and plunges it into Weems's neck. The toxin overwhelms her instantly, leaving her gasping and foaming at the mouth before collapsing. Her death is a devastating blow to the Academy, removing one of its strongest defenders at the moment of greatest danger. It also clears Laurel's path to resurrect Joseph Crackstone unchecked. Joseph Crackstone, the resurrected pilgrim zealot, returns from the grave with one goal: eradicate every outcast at Nevermore. Summoned by Laurel Gates in the finale, he marches into the school wielding supernatural strength and vengeance. Joseph Crackstone nearly succeeds in cutting a bloody path through the Academy until Wednesday confronts him head-on. With Bianca Barclay's help delivering a precise strike, he is weakened long enough for Wednesday to deliver the final blow. Driving his own shattered sword through his corrupted heart, she ensures his curse ends permanently. Crackstone disintegrates into dust, destroyed a second time and erased from the world forever. Sheriff Donovan Galpin. Once Jericho's sheriff and Tyler's father, he becomes determined to uncover the truth behind the mysterious Lois program after being forced out of office. Partnering with private investigator Carl Bradbury, he begins digging into the experiments at Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital. Their search brings them face to face with an enemy unlike anything they expected: Judy Stonehurst, an avian outcast able to command deadly flocks of crows. Sheriff Donovan Galpin's investigation ends in horror as the birds swarm him and Bradbury, relentlessly pecking them until their eyes are destroyed. The gruesome attack ensures the secrets of Willow Hill remain hidden. Carl Bradbury. The private investigator hired to assist Donovan Galpin joins him in probing the secrets of Willow Hill. Together, they push too close to the truth about the Lois program, drawing the attention of Judy Stonehurst. As her weapon of choice, she unleashes a murder of crows to eliminate both men before they can expose her work. Carl Bradbury suffers the same horrific fate as his partner, overwhelmed by the swarm, his eyes pecked out in a calculated display of brutality. His death underscores just how far Judy is willing to go to keep the outcast experiments hidden. Marilyn Thornhill, Laurel Gates. Once the mastermind behind Season 1's events, she is brought to Willow Hill in hopes that her influence could help Tyler recover. Instead, she sees an opportunity to reignite their partnership and strike back at Wednesday. Laurel miscalculates her hold on him, believing he still views her as an ally. When Tyler transforms into his Hyde, his fury is directed at her. With claws sharpened by rage, he impales Marilyn Thornhill against a wall, ending her manipulative reign in seconds. The betrayal is swift and violent, proving that even a former master can fall to the monster she created. Dr. Rachel Fairburn. The chief psychiatrist at Willow Hill oversees both patient care and the controversial experiments tied to Lois. Her confidence in controlling the asylum shatters when a reanimated corpse nicknamed Slurp escapes confinement. Unknown to many, this creature is Isaac Knight, restored and ravenous for brains. Amid the chaos, Dr. Rachel Fairburn is cornered by Isaac. With no time to defend herself, she becomes one of his first victims. He devours her brain in a gruesome display, leaving behind only carnage. Her death marks the beginning of Isaac's full emergence as a terrifying threat beyond the walls of Willow Hill. Professor Augustus Stonehurst. Once a respected Nevermore professor, he later became infamous as the founder of the Lois Outcast experiments. After a breakdown, Gus was confined to Willow Hill, where his former protege, Isaac Knight, eventually resurfaced. During the outbreak, Isaac, now reanimated and terrifyingly hungry, approaches Stonehurst with unsettling familiarity, greeting him as an old friend. The reunion turns fatal within moments. Isaac attacks, biting into the professor's skull and devouring his brain without hesitation. Professor Augustus Stonehurst, once the architect of twisted science, becomes yet another casualty in the gruesome rise of his former student. Ron Krueger. Leader of the Phoenix Cadets, he prides himself on discipline and competition. During a joint camping trip, his group loses to Nevermore students, leaving him bitter and humiliated. Rather than accept defeat, Ron Krueger plans a nighttime ambush, hoping to restore his pride by catching the outcasts off guard. The scheme unravels when he slips into Pugsley Addams' tent, unaware that Isaac Knight, still in his ravenous state, lurks inside. In an instant, the cadet master is overpowered. Isaac clamps down, biting into his head with feral hunger, killing him on the spot. Ron's prideful grudge ends in gruesome irony. Judy Stonehurst, alias Judy Spanagle. Operating under a false name, she poses as an ally while secretly directing the Lois program and covering its crimes. Judy Stonehurst's ability to control flocks of crows makes her a formidable assassin, responsible for orchestrating the brutal deaths of Sheriff Donovan Galpin and Carl Bradbury. Her ambition is to expand her father's twisted legacy, silencing anyone who threatens exposure. However, Isaac Knight has no loyalty to her schemes. After retrieving Augustus Stonehurst's research, he turns on Judy. The avian outcast meets a violent end at Isaac's hands, proving that even manipulators are expendable in his bloody resurgence. Professor Orloff. An elder figure at Nevermore, he once guided young outcasts in science and research, even mentoring Isaac Knight before his downfall. Age and illness left him dependent on machines for survival, but his frailty offered no protection when Isaac returned to power. Seeking parts and strength, Isaac confronts his old teacher without hesitation. Professor Orloff is helpless as his life support is disconnected, leaving him exposed in his final moments. The betrayal is complete when Isaac consumes his brain, erasing the man who once taught him. Orloff's death highlights how Isaac spares no one, not even a former mentor. Gideon Sterling, alias Arnold Hunt. The charismatic frontman of the Morning Song cult thrives on appearances, presenting himself as a spiritual leader while secretly serving the interests of Nevermore's corrupt principal. Gideon Sterling's influence helps lure vulnerable followers, including Bianca's own mother, deeper into the scheme. But when the cult's fraud is exposed, his usefulness quickly evaporates. Principal Barry Dort, unwilling to risk loose ends, takes matters into his own hands. Using his pyrokinetic powers, he forces Gideon into the fireplace and ignites a blaze. Reduced to ashes within moments, the once commanding figure becomes another casualty of Barry's ruthless need for control. Principal Barry Dort. Nevermore's new principal masks corruption with charm, but beneath the surface he exploits the Morning Song cult and embezzles funds for personal gain. When the truth is revealed during a school gala, he panics, desperate to regain control. Barry Dort lashes out with his pyrokinetic powers, seizing Bianca as a hostage to shield himself. His gamble fails when Ajax Petropoulos tears off his beanie, unleashing the petrifying gaze of a Gorgon. Turned to stone in an instant, Barry's downfall is sealed by the crashing chandelier above. The impact shatters his brittle form, leaving nothing but rubble where he once stood. Françoise Galpin, Françoise Knight. Long presumed dead, she is revealed as both Tyler's mother and Isaac's sister, hidden away as a Hyde patient at Willow Hill. Years of battling the uncontrollable transformation leave her desperate for a cure. When Isaac rebuilds a machine designed to strip away Hyde powers, she insists on using it against Tyler, believing only this will save him. The decision leads to a violent rooftop battle, Hyde against Hyde, mother against son. Defeated and gravely wounded, Françoise Galpin realizes there is no redemption left. She releases her grip on the ledge and plunges to her death, ending her tragic return. Isaac Knight, Slurp. The final and most dangerous villain of Season 2 begins as a corpse reanimated into a brain-eating monster. By consuming victims, Isaac restores both body and mind, reclaiming his place as a scientist obsessed with curing his sister Françoise. His plan, however, requires sacrificing Tyler and seizing control of Nevermore's future. During the climactic battle, Isaac overpowers the Addams family with telekinesis and nearly kills Wednesday. But the loyalty of one ally proves stronger than his schemes. Thing resists Isaac's control and tears out the mechanical heart that sustains him. Deprived of his power source, Isaac collapses, ending his reign.